The idea of colonizing Mars came up when scientists became aware that Earth's resources are limited and we are already running out of them. This is why humanity will sooner or later need a spare planet in order to secure the survival of the species. There are many books about how Mars can be transformed in just a couple of 100 years into a planet similar like planet Earth. You just need to raise the planet's surface temperature by about 40 degrees so that the ice that we will hopefully find on Mars someday can melt, and we have water to plant trees and flowers and potatoes, and life will be great. Also, we can use chemical reactions to transform the carbon monoxide in the atmosphere into breathable O2, and voila, Earth 2.0 is ready to be our new home. But, and here comes the but, there's one problem that we have been ignoring, and that is the cosmic radiation, which is not healthy. Since Mars has no electromagnetic field on its own, like the Earth does because of its metal core, Mars has no shield to protect against the cosmic radiation. And this radiation kills humans over time. So all the fresh air, all the water and the trees that we maybe plant on Mars will not help against the radiation. Scientists found out that after just 3 or 4 years, people would start experience serious health issues spending time on Mars. That means people need to leave Mars after a few years, or they get seriously sick and die. It is theoretically possible to build an architecture that protects people from the radiation, but it would be super expensive, and it also means you're basically trapped inside all your life on Mars. And spending all your life inside is not really a life worth living. So this is very bad news for everybody who wants to colonize Mars. But instead of investing billions and trillions into space travel, the money would be better used to save our own planet. There are many environmental issues here on planet Earth that could be saved if the money was there and the will was there, but it's not. It seems to be more interesting to invest in AI and space travel than in saving the planet. Sometimes problems are their best solution, meaning if you would treat an existing problem in another way, even more problems would arise or the problem would become bigger. So sometimes problems are the best solution, but trying to find another planet instead of trying to repair the old one is certainly not a better solution to the problem. Unfortunately, saving the planet is not a sustainable business. That's why people tend to not do it. The problem here is the global economical structure, which is divided into states and then divided into companies. Some of them are private, some of them are government owned, but still every company is a business and every state is a business. And saving the planet Earth is not a business. It is just hard work. So if you would plant new trees on the areas where the rainforest has been destroyed, you will wait for decades until you can harvest the fruits of your seeds, meaning it takes 30, 40, 50 years in order to actually harvest the wood from a tree that you planted. And since people are impatient, it's not a good business. Also, in Europe, we throw about a third of the food that we produce away. But shipping the food we don't need to developing countries is also not a sustainable business. It's much cheaper to just throw the food away. That's how people are. Investing in a technology that makes you able to grow tomatoes in space is more interesting than investing into the agriculture of developing countries. Also, what do people do on Mars? My guess is if there will be a Mars colony, then there are 2 reasons. 1, scientific research, and 2, Mars will be a luxury holiday resort for the super rich. According to Elon Musk, it takes about 150 to 300 days to travel to Mars. So if you want to do a Mars vacation for 2 weeks, you'll be away for 2 years. So you can't just go on Mars over the weekend. Going to Mars is a decision. And people who are allowed to travel to Mars will be very, very carefully selected. So they either have to be some high-grade scientists or super rich people who pay for all this. These were my thoughts about colonizing Mars. If you want to hear more from me, I talk about other topics as well, like AI, psychology, dating and relationships, and all that stuff that comes to my mind from time to time. So please subscribe to the channel to see me again, and here are some other videos you could watch. And as always, live long and prosper.